crazy because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, we read that scripture, being a peculiar people. Like, what does peculiar mean? Like, if you really look at that, and then, because when we see things that are different, our automatic, like, thing to go to is judgment. So you can see somebody jumping up and down. Oh, he weird. But he's supposed to be weird because we're peculiar people. Yeah. We're not meant to be the same.
People feel like that was meant for the world. And once you come into Christ, you all become uniform. But
we're not, though. We're peculiar. We're all different.
You can worship God
I would
with
say,
your personality.
exactly. Yeah. But I would say that our personality is God's thumbprint on us. Yeah. That makes us individual, makes us different in how we are. And at the end of the day, if I'm trying to be like you, Crystal, oh my God, Crystal, I gotta worship like you. Crystal, I gotta pray like you. I gotta have red hair.
Know why she prays and she worships like that.
Exactly, and I don't know the struggles that you've been through. And it's like, the Lord's like, I didn't create you to be Crystal. I made one Crystal. You are meant to be Leilani. That's who I called you to be, not somebody else. So it's like that whole peculiar thing. It's like we don't accept people with their quirks and all. No. We look at them and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, she's weird. I don't want to talk to her. Like, you act like you're scared that they're going to jump you or something. Like, we need to start being inclusive to everybody. Like, you see somebody that's on their own or sitting by themselves or whatever, talk to them. Hey, how you doing? Get to know them. Yeah, okay, they may not be your cup of tea or whatever, but make them feel welcome. Listen, yes, no shade, no tea.
That is a different.
But we're gonna get into. Stay tuned.
Different topic.
Stay tuned for that topic.
That's why I asked that question.
Cups of tea in church. How you take your tea?
How you take your tea, sis? Piping hot.
But it filters into people's worship. It does because I've had people say to me, "Oh, you wasn't there dancing around, wasn't you?" And I'm like, when I was in the world, listen. When the music licked me and it sweet me.
You feel no pain.
Yeah? Sorry. Creating Bombardier, bro. But no, when the music's sweet, we used to dance and go on with myself and you know what I mean? So why would I then come to church and be like, praise him. Praise him.
Or sanctimonious.
I'm not going to do it. If anything, I'm going to be more.
Exactly.
I'm going to obviously control how I, certain things I wouldn't do because it's just not appropriate. But does it mean I can't adapt that and go full ham? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So,
if this being Yahdah is the most common form of worship, then why do I feel so awkward when I do it?
The mind is a powerful thing.
Your mind is a powerful thing.
Your mind is a very powerful thing.
Very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Why are you repeating that?
It is.
Because, like, what else are you going to say?
Your mind is a very powerful thing, and I think that if that's how you feel, if you do feel awkward, then educate yourself.
Your mind. It's more time. It's your mind telling
you. Telling you, like, people looking at you.
Yeah, because these times people have their eyes closed.
Exactly.
Like,
and you're like, people are watching me.
More times, if you're in a certain church, it's dark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they have their hands up. They're focused on their problems and surrendering their problems to God. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's anxiety and
so much anxiety.
So much and all you're doing is lifting your hands. You think you're robbing a bank.
Yeah.
In your head.
And that anxiety comes from the enemy, and that is to suppress you.
Yeah.
Because I always say, when you feel like that, what has the Lord got planned for you? What when the Lord created you and looked at you and said, you are going to do this, like, what is there is no limit to who you are. So when the enemy's trying to limit you, I always say, nah,
something's gonna happen.
The Lord's got something planned for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if he didn't, he won't be trying to get me all these times. Do you know what I mean? He won't be trying to take me out. He won't be trying to stop my worship. He won't be trying to, fill my head with foolishness. You know what I mean? So it's about balancing yourself back out and saying, you know what? I know who I am. I know who God says I am. And believing in that. And almost forcing yourself. It's like if I was chatting foolishness in your ears, you would lock off.
Yeah.
You would. If I was just sat going, chatting, you'd eventually just be like... And you could be still sat next to me, but you wouldn't hear a word that comes out of my mouth because you've just switched yourself. And that's what we have to do to that voice.
Yeah.
We have to switch it off and just say, I'm going to put my hands up and I don't care what nobody has to say about me. That's what I'm gonna do. So mind, shut your mouth.
Just flesh, sit down.
Flesh,
Have
sit
several
down.
seats.
Right, enemy, you do not control me, and I'm gonna worship whether you
But
like it or not.
I think with that as well. Because I was reminded of the scripture today. Perfect love casts out fear, and Christ. When you, I think it's about accepting the perfect love of Christ.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we like, okay, yeah, Christ loves me, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. We accept it and we roll with the punches. But when it comes to that total surrender, like a lot of the times we are fearful. We're afraid to be vulnerable. We're afraid to open up ourselves. We're afraid to let other people see us be vulnerable because, even though we know that God's perfect, other people aren't. And, we know that sometimes when we open up ourselves, people like to take advantage. People like to say certain things, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, accepting that perfect love of God, because when you accept the perfect love of God, it does remove fear, because you're like, yo, I love him, it'll be like if you're walking down the road with your man, no one would care, like you're holding your man's hand, or you're kissing a PDA, people are uncomfortable, whatever, but you're like, that's my man, I love my man, you know what I mean, or your wife, or whatever. So you're not going to have that kind of same, oh no, I can't touch him, I can't touch her, oh no, we have to wait till we go home inside in the safety of our bedroom. Like, no, like if you show affection to your man, you know what I mean? It's like the same thing. So when you lift your hands, it's like, don't be afraid, but just say, I love the Lord. He did this for me. So I'm going to surrender. And this is the time where you get intimate with Christ, because that's what vulnerability is when you're open, you know what I mean? And you're getting intimate and you're getting deeper into worship. So take that time to be like, okay, your mind's tripping out. I'm tripping. But at the end of the day, I'm going to override that with God's love. And say, he loves me regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loves me. And even though I may look a hot mess, I may be sweating, I have sweat patches, or my top is up here and all my belly's out, whatever the case may be, whatever you're afraid of, people are watching you, they're going to say this, people are going to talk regardless.
Yep.
And that's what you have to remember. Exactly. So you might as well. If you don't worship,
look how long she at church and now she not move forward and she not grow.
I've never seen her lift her hands. I've never seen her lift her hands
once. And it's like, so you condemn me if I do and you condemn me if I don't. Girl, her hands is out too wide. She was all, her hands were all up in my neck. I smell her oil.
Did you see the way she was doing?
Just jerking. Just going
what
on.
Is she got some
reps. Like, I'm like,
but
people
in these times,
you either way.
Their eyes should be closed. That's what I always say. I say, look, when I'm worshiping, if someone wants to look at me, mock me, laugh at me, whatever, cuss me out, whatever, talk around there's something they know about me, I don't care. Because at that time when you was watching me, I did got my breakthrough.
Hallelujah.
Okay? And I don't know what you was doing. And there's a song that actually says that. While you're watching me, trying to break free, while you're watching me, my shackles are getting dropped off right, left and center. You're still there watching me.
You're in slavery and in bondage. Because you wasn't worshiping. But anyway. Last question. Have we as modern worshippers put a negative connotation on this form of praise? I would say yes. Sometimes. I would say, depending on what kind of church you go to, I would say yes.
Just for the viewers, the listeners out there who may not know what that word means, in what context are you referring to with that question?
What do you mean?
Elaborate.
Oh, okay. So, like, when we see people lifting their hands, then is it like a negative stereotype attached to it? So when we see people lift their hands, do we think, oh wow, like they're really in tune with the spirit, or they're really in surrender, or do we think, like what happened to her? Like, why she gotta be worshiping so hard? Like, what she do last night?
Lifting her hands, really?
No, but this happens though.
On her knees.
Every week they go to the altar, girl. You know they been doing something and they not supposed to be doing. Like, or do we have a negative connotation when we see people doing certain things?
And I think that's why in church you have so many people that come to church, come in. In the beginning, it's all good. They're new. They can go every week if they want to. And then certain time goes on, and it's like, why is she still going on? Why? But it's like people have come from the world.
Yeah,
they've had things that have attached them, that have just been there. They've had things maybe from they was 5, you know what I mean? And now big up 35-year-old woman or man. That's not gonna just drop off overnight. Yeah. And sometimes you do need the altar every week for a whole year. yes, you might think, well, she's not growing or he's not growing, but how do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they might have dropped off the anger, but what if fornication is now presenting itself? Yeah. They might have dropped off fornication, but what if now lust is presenting itself? They might have dropped off the lust, but what if now they're stealing again? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know what people are going
what
through.
People are going through, and if we're stood there judging them, bearing in mind we haven't got any right to be dashing stone at nobody's house. Okay, you understand? Because of what we do, just backbiting somebody, that's a sin.
Yeah, exactly.
Sin is sin in God's eyes.
Sin, everything.
So if I see someone get up there every week, I'm happy for them. You understand what I'm saying? I say, yes, you get your breakthrough. And you keep going up there until you get your breakthrough. And if it takes a whole year, then it takes a whole year. If it takes 6 months, it takes 6 months. But do you? But I think that we do. You know, we do have that, she fall out again.
Oh yeah. And she was in that tight pants, girl, and all her bubbles out.
Wow.
Like, you know, but we do that all the time. It's like, we need to stop doing this because it limits people from coming to church as well.
I don't know how to answer this question because I just don't care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to look from another person's perspective.
Because we all don't care.
Yeah. I can't because I've never. I mean, people have come up to me and say you worship too hard, whatever that means. I don't know.
That's your answer.
But I feel like am I just putting it in this box of just lifting hands, or is it the whole worship across the board?
Everything, yeah.
Everything. Cool. I don't know because I don't care.
No, I'm like, we all don't care. Let's just put it out there. We all don't care.
I'm gonna worship till I pass out.
We're gonna worship till we fall on the floor until we get to heaven. But at the end of the day, like, I see it as this, like, we want to educate everybody else who has those negative experiences and who's had those kind of people come up to them, and those church hurts because, you know, they leave a mark and they do hurt you, and people think that once you come to church, people are not gonna hurt you. People will hurt you because people are human, but it's again about educating and saying, you know what, like, let people worship how they want to worship. Your personality or your worship should always reflect your personality. So if they're a loud person, they're probably going to worship loud. It's fine. If they're a quiet person, then they'll probably worship quiet or whatever. It's whatever. Let them worship how they want to worship. Don't just assume things. Don't speculate because you wouldn't like it if somebody came up to you and asked you why you was at the altar, if you was out fornicating, or if you was pregnant. You wouldn't like that. At the end of the day, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I don't know why you're laughing. I'm being deadly serious. At the end of the day, you would not like that. So we shouldn't be doing it to other people.
It's true.
And that concludes the podcast.
Wow.
Amen, amen, and amen.
Wow.
Amen.
Right, so I just had a quote that I wanted to... Right, so I was just looking at, you know, worship quotations, whatever. And this one stood out to me. Worship has been misunderstood as something that arises from a feeling which comes upon you. But it is vital that we understand that it is rooted in a conscious act of the will to serve and obey the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
So take that with you and go that way and sin no more.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes, man. Thank you so much for tuning in this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and you got something from it.
Yeah.
Leave your comments below.
Questions.
Like, subscribe, share.
Share.
Because if it's not for you, it's for somebody else.
Exactly.
So share.
Please and tongues.
Any question, guys, drop them in the comments below. We will get back to you. And below. Drop them below. On the podcast guide, listeners, drop them. There's a comment section, right?
There is a comment section.
Look at God.
If you want to join us, if you don't agree with us,
anything at all, if you want to just leave anything,
add something, let us know.
Yo, hit us up, man. Hit us up. But yeah, we got you guys. But we out for now.
Peace.
Stay blessed.